boy Cinco Bands the man. Trying to get 100 grand. You know I got the plan. Yes, sir. We bike. We are bike. Yes, sir. We bike. And I just want to say we just had a hell of a game one. I'm talking about a hell of a game one. You dig? A hell of a game one. Halliburton, another game winner, man. Another motherfucking game winner. Boy had it turned up in there. He was looking a little shy before the second half, but guess what? They turned it up. They turned it up.
Okay, welcome to the Hoop Collective. We talk about the NBA. We are here on the court at the end of Finals Game 1 with our special guest for the Finals, 2016 NBA champion, Iman Shumpert.
I'm distraught.
You're distraught
Don't
because
be
you've
distraught,
never seen stuff
Iman.
like that. Is that why you're distraught?
Don't be distraught.
I'm more
Iman.
so.
Don't be distraught, bro.
Yeah, I guess that's what it is. All the elements that was involved. SGA winning the matchup.
Bro. Straight up.
OKC winning the turnover.
They won.
Oh, they won it.
The turnover rate. Yeah, they won that. And then Halliburton gets loose at the end. Like,
All right, so let me just say this.
I need that last 4 minutes back.
Before the game, I was talking to the Pacers coach.
Right.
And he goes, they're awesome. Talking about the Thunder, they're awesome. He goes,
they are.
The
They're
way
really
that we
good.
can win
They're really
is
good.
by getting him into a close game at the end. Because we're better at that than they are. They're better at almost everything, but we're better at that.
At closing the game.
Exactly how he called it.
Clutch.
So I
Them
think
boys
their
was
goal,
clutch tonight.
especially in a game where they're not hot
They
on
was
threes.
down by
There might
damn
be a
near
game
10.
in this series where they get hot on threes and they just win it going away.
They was down by damn near 10 to 12 points. The whole game. The whole game. 10 to 12 points. They was down the whole game. Came back fourth quarter. 2 minutes left, damn near. Came back. Shooting shots. You hear me? Shoot shots.
But their goal is to make the Thunder sweat a little bit. Now, the thing is that several times they came at him and the Thunder pushed him back.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
Like,
Quick
it
buckets by SGA.
it
I
looked
thought
like
they
the
had
Thunder
control.
were handling their business.
The Thunder
right?
looked like they had
But a
control
couple
this whole
things.
game.
First off,
I'm
the
talking
Thunder
about
go 7 of
first quarter,
19 in
second
the fourth
quarter. They
on
looked like
shooting.
they had total
So
control
they go
of
cold.
the
That's
game.
not like ridiculous. It's like 37% or something. They go 0 of 5 on threes, and there was a couple possessions there where like Jalen Williams gets the ball in the wing, and I don't think he really wanted to shoot it. And that's happened before.
That's crazy.
I don't think, but
Jalen
it wasn't
Williams didn't wanna
indecisiveness.
shoot it?
I don't think he wanted to shoot it. I think he could feel the game starting
Yeah.
to feel like it was slipping a little bit.
They played really good defense on the penetration. Like when the Thunder came in, they were really walling that stuff around the paint. So
And
they made
played
it hard.
without fouling
And
at the end.
Yeah. Okay. So they
They
didn't
did
foul.
a
You're
damn
right.
good job.
I thought Andrew.
Damn good job. Pascal Siaka, 35 minutes, 10 rebounds, 3 assists, 19 points. Nesmith, 31 minutes, 12 rebounds, 1 assist, 10 points. Turner, 28 minutes, 9 rebounds, no assists, 15 points. Halliburton, 39 minutes, 10 rebounds, 6 assists, 14 points. Nimhard, 32 minutes, 4 rebounds, 2 assists, 14 points. Toppin, 25 minutes, 5 rebounds, 2 assists, 17 points. TJ McConnell, 17 minutes, 1 rebound, 4 assists, 9 points. They was getting production. It's not anybody on their roster who didn't have some points. The lowest amount of points was about a 3. Everybody had points. Their whole roster was producing. But their main guys had off nights. And the reason they could still win these close games with having an off night is because their bench is producing. This shit is no coincidence. Their bench is producing. Look, Thunder had Wiggins, 9 minutes, 0 rebounds, 0 assists, 3 points. Mitchell, 4 minutes, 3 rebounds, 0 assists, 0 points. Williams, 1 minute, 0 rebounds, 0 assists, 0 points. Not Jay Williams. Jay Williams had 36 minutes, 4 rebounds, 6 assists, 17 points. You know, he went to do his thing. But they had too many people on the bench that didn't produce. They had too many people on the bench that did not produce. You got to produce in big games like this. And Shea, you got 40 minutes, 5 rebounds, 3 assists, 38 points. That's an awesome game. That's an awesome game. But you got to do more. You have to do more to elevate your team. You got to do more. I watched you tonight deflect in crunch time. Last 40 seconds, I watched you deflect to Jay Williams, and he didn't want to take the shot. Somebody has to be the cojones. Somebody got to be the big cojone. Somebody got to be the jefe. I see you in all these commercials. I see you guys. Brotherhood, camaraderie, all that good stuff. Somebody got to take the lead. Who gonna drive? All y'all can't drive at once. It's only one steering wheel. Who gonna drive? Man, game 2, y'all got to change this up, bro.
Andrew Nemhart's stats don't look great. He was like 4 of 11, but he was super calming, running their offense. Mm-hmm. They get into their offense. I think, they had 25 turnovers, but they had 19 in the first half. Turnovers in the second half.
Right.
So that's where you're starting to come back.
Yep.
Okay, and then how do you get over the hump? You get over the hump with a little bit of craziness. Miles Turner banks in a 3.
Bank in 3 after a shot fake step back.
Crazy stuff, right? So you have a little bit of stuff like that.
And Obi was consistent the whole time. I ain't gonna lie.
Say this.
He put a good ball game together for them.
The Pacers. Let me just put this like this. Let me just put this like this. If Halliburton scores 14 points, Siakam scores 13 points, and we have 24 turnovers. 24 turnovers. They had 6 turnovers. We had 24, not we, because I don't play for the Pacers, but they had 24 turnovers and still won the game. 24 turnovers to their 6. This is an absolute blowing of a game 1 by the OKC. I'm just going to call it how it is. They blew it. It's not that the Pacers took it. They blew it. Because there's no way in hell these motherfuckers turn the ball over 24 times. And y'all turned it over 6. Shea, you scored 38 points. 26 turnovers. And you guys blow it. I can't believe it. I can't believe it.
The last real possession for the Thunder, the ball goes out of bounds.
Right.
There's 20 seconds
left. We're going to get to the bottom of it.
They got 14 seconds on the clock. So they can play straight up defense. They don't have to foul. So that's what they do. Shump. Shea gets a open like 8-footer. Mm-hmm. He's got 2 feet of space. He's got an 8-footer. He just missed it.
This is the finals. Stuff like that happens.
Yeah. He had 38 points, which is very good. He did have 30 shots. He was 14 to 30.
He did.
That's not a bad game, but he did shot a lot.
Yeah, he shot it a lot. A lot more. You think that creeps into the conversation? Like
no,
that?
I don't think.
I'm saying, you think the conversation crept in on him?
So even if he makes that shot, Indy has a timeout, and they're only down 3. So I don't want to say that's the game. I'm just saying he's got a clean look from about 8 feet, as my memory serves.
Without a doubt.
And then I want to ask you about the last shot. So Carlisle trusts his guys. He's got a timeout. He could call timeout, advance the ball. He's like, I'm not going to do that. They get it to Halliburton. Case and Wallace is on him. I thought he played good defense. Halliburton turns the corner, and he gets 1 foot inside the three-point range.
They were waiting for the step back.
Right. So Cason Wallace thinks he's driving. He keeps going, and he just stops. He doesn't step back. He doesn't keep driving.
Pick the spot.
He takes a 19.5-footer from a very awkward spot on the court.
Is it?
And
That's an
silk
elbow
the
shot
game.
for a point guard.
And silly.
That used to be the best shot in
talking
basketball
about
for a point guard.
Yeah, but who
Prime
practices
time
shots 1
Halliburton.
foot
That's
inside
his
the
new
three-point
name.
line?
Prime time Halliburton, baby.
2 steps. I'll give him 2 steps.
I thought
I thought it was a pretty good jumper. Like I think that we've seen
We got a
lot
prime
of
time in
two
football. We
guards.
need a prime time in basketball.
Triple
prime
threat,
time
attack
Halliburton.
it. Never with a live dribble like that. I'll give you that. On the dime, going downhill like that, it's
Prime
impressive.
playoff
But I
Halliburton.
think the spot he picked, most point guards are used to that. Playing in that channel.
So this is so you're an elite defender in your career. It's interesting that you talk about him not doing the step back because he did do the step back against the Cavs and he did do the step back against the Knicks. This one, no step back. He just shoots on a dime.
But they also got to know time and score. I probably would have played him for the step back, honestly.
Yeah.
But
He
they would have
switched
had
it
to be
up. That's
conscious that he only
championship.
needs a 2, which is why they
Y'all-
played
y'all
the
on my
drive.
step back.
Yeah.
You had to
Drop it on
keep
the
it
dime.
honest. You
That's
know what I mean? It was a
championship,
broken
bro.
type of
Y'all gotta
style
keep
play.
it real. That's
Again, what
championship.
ode
This
to
light
the
skinned
coaches that
motherfucker
told you
trying to
that
win a
prior.
trophy.
That's why Carlisle just was cool with it because he's like, they can't play in this no man's land that we play in. And I think
Yeah.
they play, like you said, they're comfortable being uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Especially once they see Halliburton's
Well,
eyes light up.
they have they're 8-1 in clutch games in the playoffs.
Yeah.
So they're like, they're not
They're hanging a hat on it.
It's a hell of a way to live.
It is, especially on the road. I don't like it now at home. I don't want it. I don't want them to play like that or
This
feel
is
like
the
that.
third time they've won a game like this on the road.
I love it on the
Game
road.
one.
On the road, the goal
This
is to stay
finals,
within 2,
they've
3
won
possessions
every
toward the
game
end.
won.
Make your push
Every game
after that
won.
last
That's
TV
the goal,
timeout.
but my
Those
God,
fuck
it's
we
hard.
make that
on the road.
push.
Actually, they were on the
But
road every
that's
game
what was
one.
wild. The whole game, I kept saying they were flirting with that 9 to 12. Somebody would hit a 3, then they miss a 3.
Yeah,
they hit
they stayed within range.
right there.
So that's a good point because the
All
one thing the
day.
Thunder do, they do knock people out. They push the game from 15 to
And
30.
they just held on to the rope.
They held on to the rope, and they got it in the end. Now, at the end of the game, I'm thinking they're going to trap Shea. They
Yeah.
didn't trap him for the last shot.
Impressive.
They didn't. They let him go.
Come down here, I'm thinking they're going to trap Halliburton. They didn't trap him.
I don't know. In a one possession game, that's tough.
Okay.
Supposed to trap
You're
out.
asking an NBA player to not be an NBA player. Like
Okay.
I'm cool with trying to make somebody play all game and you be a new ball handler or whatever. At the end of a game, everybody's hot. I don't know what it is. The basketball gods have said it. But at the end of the game, that corner 3 goes in. That you can't leave a guy wide open. And I wouldn't have sent the trap either. I think it was a great job on both coaches' parts to play it solid like that. I love a good man-to-man. As Shea walks in here, they still got the same demeanor. Same demeanor. I do love that about their whole team.
Well-
not one of them are head down.
By the
'cause
way, the diamonds he was wearing were where I'm going to win diamonds. I just want you to say. But, hey, Shea said he's
Yeah.
consistent, and he said that he weaponizes an even keel. So he just walked by even keel.
without a doubt.
Now, okay, they're even keel publicly. I get that. What's going on in that locker room? What just went on in that locker
I
room?
hope somebody threw a chair through a glass. I hope the
I don't think
popcorn
that's their
stand
MO.
got kicked over. I hope Gatorade bottles were thrown. Their locker room should look awful. Like somebody should have a lot of work to do tonight. Just because I know they know, you cannot do that where somebody turns the ball over, you're holding their head underwater, and then you don't drown them.
Right.
Like
Yeah.
you cannot do that. Not on your home floor. You don't do that to these fans. I'm sorry. That was a tough pill for them. That's a tough pill for them to swallow when they were controlling it the whole game. It gives Indiana a ton of confidence coming into game 2. If I'm
Sean.
Indiana, now my eyes are lit up saying, we turned the
They
ball over
already
almost
had
30
no
times
pressure.
and won.
Right
This
now, they
is
got
how you
super
mess
no
up
pressure.
series.
You hear me?
You spike a game like
We
this.
said that, though. If they got game 1, it'd be different. Game 2, I don't even think it was possible.
You're right. We also said we thought the Thunder would win big or the Pacers would win close.
You said that in a close game.
So, okay. All right, but still, I couldn't have seen that. So, no. So now if you're in the Pacers locker room, what are you thinking?
Oh, I'm thinking this is our series. I'm thinking we stole one. It was already going to be hard for them in Indiana, and I'm starting to lick my chops and say I want to get greedy and take game 2. If I'm the Pacers, I'm definitely saying we turned it over 30 times. We need to cut that down to about 10 turnovers and make that other 10
Oklahoma,
shot attempts.
Nobody.
And then within those shot attempts, I need to make sure that Halliburton didn't get off until probably 6 minutes to go, where he looked confident and started handling the ball again. They were giving it off to why can't I say his last name? What's the other guard? Nembhard.
Yeah.
My bad, dog. It ain't personal.
Nembhard and Shea had a little back and forth. The two Canadians.
I love that.
Right,
I love the little push, but I
piss.
even love more that the refs didn't entertain it.
Well, first off, I thought it was a well-officiated game.
Very.
Right?
A lot of no calls that went. I loved it.
And there was a review in the end, and they did the right thing. They didn't change that call. That was the correct non thing on the review. You don't agree? You think there's a foul?
If I was going for that loose ball, I got hit. That's a foul.
You saying Siakam should have got fouled?
Oh, that was a foul. I just feel like
That's
he doesn't.
Tough overturn.
I feel like he doesn't fall. Like he's not gonna fall if he's by himself.
Tough overturn in that spot, because that would have been shots. It doesn't matter because they won anyway. All right. So, by the way, I thought Nembhard just total rock down the stretch. But
I think he. That's the thing. But that's the thing we've been talking about all series with with Indiana, and last series as well. They always have another guy that can step up. They just plug him in. It's almost a la San Antonio Spurs under Pop, where it's just like whoever we plug in, they just kind of know what to do. I was kind of uncomfortable with it as a fan sitting back there watching him handle the ball. I'm like, well, when is Tyrese Halliburton going to catch his rhythm? Because the only chance y'all have is that.
He wasn't doing great.
He wasn't doing great, but it was like he's not even trying to get going. That's what was catching me off guard. Unaggressive Halliburton just doesn't look good if I'm rooting for the Pacers. But to see them do all that, that's another thing that I'm saying if I'm in the Pacers locker room. I'm saying our guys we didn't even get going. Pascal Siakam, he didn't even get going.
I agree. So if you're the Pacers, what you're saying is we're not going to turn the ball over 20 whatever
We're not
times.
doing that, and we're not going to shoot it this bad.
Right.
We're not finna have just anybody handling the ball. We're going to get it to our guy now that he made it down the stretch. His confidence is back, got a little more bounce in his step. Like, you take advantage of this.
Yeah, right. It's one thing if Halliburton goes for 35 and you win by 1. You're like, wow, he had a great game. But
he had an awful game. Well, again, there's never an awful game because I believe he still had, 11 rebounds. I believe he had, 8 assists? 7 assists? I don't know the exact number. It wasn't
a bad game. You're right.
It wasn't a bad game. Like, his stat line was at, 12, 10, and 6 for a while. I'm like, wow.
He had 14, 10, and 6.
See what I'm saying?
6 to 13.
So it's just like, with that, it's like he's still playing basketball the right way.
Yeah.
But I don't like those. I feel like a lot of those turnovers came from where we saw in other games. We saw Tyrese Halliburton get the ball because they didn't have anything going and they were going to turn it over or take a bad shot. And he got them a great shot every single time. And I feel like if he can continue to do that, that they're the team to beat now.
Whoa, Shump.
I'm saying if he plays well. I knew that they were a good matchup for them. We've been talking about it as the playoffs have gone on. We've been talking about how well Indiana matches up with everybody on paper and how well they can do what they do at the end of the game. We all have been talking about OKC and their consistency, but we have not been talking about just the inconsistency of Indiana, and they're still winning while being inconsistent with where it's going to come from.
Yeah, so, okay. I think Chet Holmgren did not play a good game. Mm-hmm. He didn't rebound well. He didn't shoot well.
Without a doubt.
Jalen Williams didn't play well down the stretch.
But you called the small ball. They played it.
Yeah. But
it was working.
Yeah, it was working. I'm now saying that the Thunder are going to play better.
Oh, copy, yeah.
Shea wasn't super efficient. 30 shots, 38 points. He's better than that. He did want the ball.
I think he wasn't. I think he just didn't get to that line. That's what. Usually he gets to the line. He's got a lot of guys really in foul trouble. Guys have to play different, guard him different, gap him different. He didn't do that tonight. I don't know if that's largely because of, all the complaining about the fouls or anything, but I think the Pacers did a good job of just not fouling. They kept their hands out the cookie jar. A couple of times he got them with the little.
Also, Pacers crushed him on the boards. I think they've had 17 or 18 more rebounds.
Yeah.
Crushed him on the
And
board.
they also took some wilder shots because some of them rebounds was pretty wild.
You think so? Yeah.
Yeah, just they were those Dennis Rodman rebounds where it's like, how you know that was going over there? You know what I mean? Like I used to watch Dennis Rodman rebound and be like, well, how did he know that would go off like that? But I think they do. They got good instincts. But their ability to create second chance opportunities is underrated. And I'm telling you, I cannot think of this stat enough. I don't think I've been in a basketball game and turned the ball over that much.
And lost it.
No,
even
and
in
won.
high school. Oh, I mean, and won.
And
right.
won it.
Yeah.
Like I've been on some great teams where, but if you do that, you are shooting yourself in the foot. Like to be able to do that, that's so impressive to me, and it's disheartening if you're OKC. It's exciting. Oh my God, it's so exciting if I'm Indiana, and that's the only reason I'm saying it shifts because I haven't the same way we didn't see the Thunder have to deal with anybody down the stretch. They've never had to be down the stretch and feel like, oh man, one mistake and this could all go wrong. That's a different type of pressure for you mentally.
So they've had some moments like this where they've blown games, but they've also had a couple of moments in the playoffs where they've been in tight situations and won. So I thought I wasn't like super worried about it coming in for the Thunder.
It's the tight situation at home.
Yeah.
It's that's uncomfortable for me.
You know the Pacers led this game for 0.3 of a second.
That's what I'm saying. That makes me uncomfortable.
The Pacers flew the whole plane load of people down here.
Yeah.
This isn't unusual. Teams do this, but they had a whole bunch of people down here. Tyrese's dad, John, was in the building.
For sure.
He kept his cool. He was definitely very happy.
I was looking for the towel.
No, the towel stayed in Indy. Well, at least it didn't make it to the arena. He kept his cool.
Yeah.
He left the floor. I don't know what he did when he went back in the back, but he left the floor. He kept his cool. As soon as Tyrese hit that shot, he's saying, no more choke sign or whatever. He's just saying that's one. Because I think that's something Siakam has been telling those guys. Like, you got to win 4.
Yeah.
So the Pacers did try to keep their cool. So now we'll see if that actually carries over.
I do. I think, again, I love what OKC does because they baited Halliburton the same way we watched them bait Anthony Edwards.
Yeah.
They show a wall and they show you the correct basketball play to make, but they're waiting for you not to exhaust. You know what I mean? I think that it's really impressive that Halliburton and Nembhard, like their ability to be selfless in that moment and say, you know what, you handle the ball. They got a little more. Lou Dort's, he way out here guarding me. As soon as the ball goes, you bring it up. I don't need to exert extra energy. And, being able to tuck that ego and be able to play like that, that's, man, if you're Rick Carlisle, you have to be smiling.
This is how they've been
bit.
playing. This is what they've been doing.
They have not been doing this.
No, that they have too.
Not down the stretch. Down the stretch, they give that ball to Halliburton.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah, like down the stretch, I'm so used to.
Yeah, I thought you meant. Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Oh no, winning down the stretch, they've been doing it. But that's the first time I've seen Nembhard like.
Yeah.
Because for a second, I'm like, it looked like they just don't even want to fight. Like they're just gonna take this loss. That's what I felt. 3 after 3, couple stops, all the turnovers stopped. So this might happen, and Nembhard start penetrating. Once he started penetrating, you change sides of the floor, that defense gets weaker and weaker and weaker. All those gaps at the end that we saw Indiana being able to go. You saw Neesmith got that drive all the way here. He didn't finish it. He fumbled it. He really should have snaked it and went middle and went all the way around, fumbled it a little bit. But you started seeing how all those drives were unavailable the first half. Everything was unavailable. And then you saw little by little, especially at the end, it was Nembhard dribbling the ball and handling the ball that made everything become disarray. Because Lou Dort was too much on the Halliburton.
Although, by the way, since you brought up his name, the defensive play that Lou Dort made.
That block? Oh, wow.
The verticality play.
Oh, yeah.
Which I thought.
As he walks out. Great game, boy. As he walks out. That
right
was
here, I think it was right
insane.
about right where I'm.
Right there. That's what I'm saying. As he walks out.
That was
insane.
a wild defensive. That should have won the game. That's a game-winning play.
It is. That's an effort. That's an effort. But I mean, being in these things over and over, you almost know at the end of the game that something like that's going to happen. But you have to impose your will. I think that they were in a tough spot anyway at the end like that.
It was a hell of a game.
But
I ain't gonna lie.
I don't know if everybody remembers, it's ironic that it's still the Pacers that we're talking about. When I played for the Knicks, Paul George had a shot like that. And I contested it because I contest everything. I don't care. But I touched his elbow because he did the extra extension to get.
Yeah.
But I touched his elbow, and he missed that shot, and he ended up shooting free throws for it. But there's something at the end of the game where you're trying not to foul, and I would never, ever, ever put the game in somebody else's hands. I did it with D Rose, ran off a screen. It was like, oh, I need to switch this screen. D Rose hit a shot off the glass.
I also remember, I think it was game 1, 2014, when the game goes to overtime. You had a shot similar to what Halliburton had that hit the rim and almost went in.
Lipped off.
Do you remember? You don't remember the shots you missed, but anyway.
Don't. Never remember the shots you missed. Just gotta shoot the next one.
But yeah, you're saying you absolutely don't want to put it.
I would never put. I've never found success at the end of the game. There's as much as you work your ass off all year to just make sure you're prepared for everything that you're gonna see. There's just something that it's in the air, especially for the playoffs and the finals, that is just so special. You know, everybody in here, every player, 1 through 15 on both sides, has been waiting for this moment. They've been dreaming about this moment. You was playing in your backyard, dribbling the clock out. Like, I know Halliburton has done this a million times. No chance I'm giving it to you. Pass the ball. Pass the ball. Do a spin. Go through your legs. Go behind your back. Do something. But I can't let you shoot something with the ball just in front of you, step. Like, I just felt like it was too in rhythm. It was a broken play. And yeah, he stopped on the dime, but it's in rhythm.
And he's also like sort of cutting across the top of the key. It was an unusual not
movement.
Really. So I say let me tell you what's unusual. So normally you come out after a game, even after a bad loss, your families are out here. You don't have the world's media sitting on the court talking about your loss. That's what is happening right now for the Thunder. These players are all walking out.
It's great for them.
Yeah, you think so?
Yeah, this will piss them off. They should be pissed off.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I love that. Even when Lou Dort came out here, I low-key forgot that they just lost because this is insane.
Yeah.
But as I said that.
He had a great game.
He did.
Yeah.
I said, great game, boy. He didn't acknowledge it because he's pissed off.
He should be, yeah.
As you should be. You should tear something up. Like I said, I want to go check the locker room for popcorn.
That's not their MO.
Popcorn
I mean,
and Gatorade.
I don't know. I haven't been in there.
I want to check the locker room for popcorn, Gatorade, see if there's some broken glass in there. Because that's the locker rooms I've been in.
Like, didn't that happen with LeBron? And he punched the board and.
Oh, the white boy.
Yeah, that was game 1. Not that I want to.
Yeah,
I don't want to call up old stuff with
There's
JR.
just some stuff. There's just some stuff that happens when
Sock the hole through the white board.
We did everything to get to that moment, and we threw it away at home. On the road, I promise you could live with so much, all the magical stuff, the off-the-glass 3. It's like, of course, it's the playoffs. Stay focused. While you're at home, those things happen. It's no longer the basketball gods. We did that. Like, we messed up. You know what I mean? As long as they could take ownership of the loss tonight, as long as they could all look in the mirror and say, hey, we didn't lose in the last bucket, but we need to understand that we beat them on paper like we were supposed to.
Well, I would just say that they've had some issues closing out games. Not massively, but they've had some issues closing out games because they didn't play a lot of close games.
Yeah.
And there's probably going to be another close game or two in this series.
Oh, I would love that. I would love to see it.
So that's going to be the pressure point.
But that's what you were saying before this started. Like,
yeah.
If this is a close game, just because, like you said, they battle tested. They've been here, they've done this, and ironically, it looks like they like doing it.
That is crazy.
It does. It looks like they enjoy this. Like, I stayed a little longer in the back.
Yeah, me too.
Because I wanted to see them when they left the floor. I wanted to see, was it an excitement like, yeah, and it wasn't.
Yeah.
Indiana came back there and was like,
yeah, I think they
know they got work to do. They know they didn't play well, but they are razor focused and they are so together. Like
that's how they got here.
They are so together. But I mean, that's my first time being in the back to see it. Like,
Yeah.
you know, I would never let the fans see me not loving my teammates while I'm sitting on the bench.
I feel you. I will just say, to win 3 consecutive game ones on the road, I think it's only happened 4 times.
Magical.
It just doesn't happen. And it
They
sure as heck
breaking
doesn't
all
happen
kind
when
of
you're
records.
hitting
They're
crazy
making
shots at
history.
the end of games. I know they won game 1 in New York in overtime, but they got to the overtime with the crazy shot. This we never quite seen anything like this.
We haven't. What do you say that this game does to the series, though?
It introduces a whole new set of circumstances because this is a game the Thunder should have won. Because you know the Pacers are going to play a game or two where they're just going to win. Because they're a good team, they're going to hit threes. This is how you screw up a series. This is what happened in the last round against New York. When it was 3-1, that series should have been 2-2 New York. It should have been 2-2.
Yep.
Then when it was 3-2, it should have been 3-2 New York because they gave away game 1. Now, I'm not saying that this wasn't like a giveaway, but in a series like this, you're now playing from behind. So,
Oh no, this was a giveaway.
you think so?
Yeah, they
I don't know.
handled
They
them.
they didn't play terrible.
They didn't play terrible, but
They gave it away.
in a game like this, it's coming down the stretch. You have to know we need this bucket, and then we need this stop, and now this is over. Shouldn't have got under 3 minutes and been that close.
Yeah.
You got to get your stops, you get your rebounds, and if you miss 2 of them, call your timeout.
Yeah.
Now, if you miss 2 of them and you still get the rebound like they did, you call a timeout.
Yep.
You get everybody together, you make your next one,
Regroup.
you walk off out of this. Tough, man. I know they kicking themselves in the foot right now.
Well, I hope you packed for a long time, man.
Oh, man, hey, listen, I got enough clothes, man. However long y'all want to keep this
All
up,
right.
we'll
all
be
right.
ready.
Well, Shump, thank you for doing this. We're going to do this after every game. I enjoyed it.
Man, let's do it.
I thought it was going to be a blowout. We were going to have to talk about old stories, but
Not at all.
we got new stories.
A brand new story.
All right. Thanks for listening to the Hoop Collective.
Thanks for having me.
Hey, gang. It was a hell of a game. I'm talking about hell of a game. If you didn't catch that game, you missing out, bro. For real. If you didn't catch that game, you missing out. Gotta be more specific to it.
I don't really like committing to things. I'm scared. But when Verizon announced that I could lock in a low price for 3 years, I mean, yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Obviously, you had a chance to put you guys up 3. What'd you sort of see then and then in the sequence where they take it down and Tyrese hits the shot?
Yeah, I thought I got a pretty good look. Felt good. Didn't go in. And then they got a look and it went in. I don't know. Basketball, ups and downs. It is what it is. You can't do anything about it now. Just got to be better for next game.
Joe? Aside of the Oklahoman, Shea, was this reminiscent of Game 1 Denver at all for you? You guys control most of the game. They come back late. And if so, can you sort of draw back on that experience?
Yeah, we just got to focus on being better. The series isn't 1-1, it's 1-4. So we have 4 more games to get. They have 3, and that's just where we are. We got to understand that, and we got to get to 4 before they get to 3 if we want to win the NBA championship, and it's that simple. It's not rocket science. We lost Game 1. we have to be better.
That's a rough game one.
Nick on the right.
That's a
Shay,
tough
in
game
being better,
one, Shay.
what do you feel are some controllables, particularly on the offensive end of the floor, just given the number of looks you guys got in the paint, downhill? It seemed like you guys were getting downhill a lot, but those shots weren't going down.
Tough game one.
Yeah, honestly, I'm not too sure. It's hard to have that answer 20 minutes after the game. But yeah, for sure, we
That's
definitely
anger.
areas to get better on both ends of the floor. And
Temper.
so the next 2 days of fourth, try to get better and then come out here and be a better team for game 2.
Jenny here on the left.
Shay, Jenny Carlson with the Oklahoman. You guys have, when you've had games that have slipped through your fingers in these playoffs, you've found a way to come back and make good on that. But in the finals, with the pressure being what it is, how can you guys make sure that you do that again? Or is this kind of an unknown because you guys as a group haven't been to this point yet?
Yeah, I think as much as we can, we just got to treat it like every other game. Every other situation we've been in. Yes, we haven't been in this situation, but it doesn't mean our character has to change or what we did last time. It's still basketball. It's still the game of basketball that we grew up playing. The rules don't change just because we're in the finals. So it's like we've been in this situation before. In the other situation, we handled it well. We were better for game 2, and that's the goal.
Tim on your right, third row.
Tim McMahon, ESPN. Shay, I'm sure you are aware of just the crazy clutch run that Halliburton's on in the playoffs all season long, really. He's got the ball in his hands, last seconds ticking down. What's that feel like for you?
I don't know. It happened so fast. I feel like we got matched. He got down going right, pulled up from midi, and knocked down the shot. I don't know. It didn't feel like anything crazy. He just made a play with the time winding down. Made a good play.
Michael Grange, the middle.
Shay, you guys had a long layoff. You talked before the game about sort of trying to fill that time. How do you feel like you responded to the energy in the building and the energy the Pacers brought in the early part of the game, at least?
Yeah, I thought we were pretty good. We had control of the game for the most part of it. Now it is a 48-minute game, and they teach you that lesson more than anyone else in the league, the hard way. But yeah, I thought we came out with the right intentions, right energy. The crowd was amazing, obviously. Just got to do a better job of closing.
Over here on your left, third row.
Daniel Belbia. So, Shay, the looks that you guys got, do you feel like those are just normal? Do you feel like they were doing anything specific to kind of throw you guys off?
Nah, not really. They played their style of basketball. We played our style of basketball. I feel like we got some looks that usually go down that just didn't. But that's never an excuse. We've won plenty of games despite not shooting as well as we know we can. And that's something that we don't hang.
What's up with you deferring in the last 20 seconds of the game? What's up with you giving the ball up, Shay? You the MVP, nigga. What's up with you giving the ball up? Huh? Williams didn't want to shoot it. You didn't want to shoot it. Who gonna shoot it? That's why they bust y'all ass. You don't want to take the clutch moments. You want all the credit, but you don't want to take the clutch moments, bro. You got to stand up.
Our hat on, so there's definitely so many areas to be better on. And that's what we have to focus on for game 2.
Next question, the back row on the left.
Shay, Leandro Sarhan from ESPN Brazil. You guys were in a similar situation before when Aaron Gordon hit that game winner. What's the similarities? How can you guys bounce back after such a, hard? Probably it's hard to bounce back after that.
Yeah. Like for me personally, like how you lose doesn't really matter. Obviously, it sucks the last second shot, but the end of the arena and stuff like that. But we lost at the end of the day. We lost game 1. We've lost game 1 before.
Hit that like, hit that subscribe.
On the other side of that, we came out a better team, and that's our goal. That's our mentality, to try to learn a lesson from the loss, like we always do, and move forward and be better.
Anyone with a final question? Thank you, Shay.
It's got to be the most famous trophy in all of sports, right?
Shay hurt, y'all.
But it's more than that.
Shay is
this
hurt.
is a time machine. Whatever you trace will put you face to face.
Shay is hurt. Look at the boy.
Just sticking in and just settling into the game. And through the course of the game, it kept getting, it felt like it could get ugly. It could, who knows where this game is heading. I thought we did a great job of just walking them down. When it gets to 15, you can panic, or you can talk about how do we get it to 10, how do we get it to 5, and from there. So, I think all series, that's what we've preached as a group is, when we get down big, let's just find a way to incrementally get it down. And it was at 15, and we got it to 8 pretty fast, and that gave us confidence. We kept getting stops, Miles and Andrew made big play after big play down the stretch. Miles got a wide open look on the wing, missed that one, but we just stuck with it. Andrew was huge down the stretch, and we got a big stop there, and they got a lot of confidence in me to make that shot. So I don't know what you say about
the boy
it. I just
out
know
there
that this
looking
group is a
fly
very
after
group,
a win.
and,
You feel me?
We don't give up till 0 around the clock.
That's how a winner supposed to look.
I had a pretty good idea. Yeah.
Over here on the right. Tyrese, Rick mentioned that you guys huddled up during the challenge there and just basically said, we get a stop here, we're going to go. Just one, how much confidence and faith do you have in those situations to not necessarily need a timeout to stop? And then was that a spot on the floor that you sort of were trying to get to? We normally kind of see you go to that middle of the floor, little lane there.
Yeah, I think our conversation was more of a hypothetical because we thought Pascal got fouled there. I was surprised there wasn't a call there. We didn't really know. With time on the clock, we saw a reset to 14 rather than a full shot clock. So at first we were talking about, do we trap twice and foul?
Subscribe, y'all.
And then we said, okay, there's difference on the clock. Let's just be solid, get a stop, and then rebound and run. And, Obi came up with it. I don't even know who came up with the rebound. I just know the ball ended up in Obi's hands, and then so sticking with it and just, staying solid, in that situation. We had a couple dumb fouls. I had a couple dumb fouls there late in the fourth, sent them to the free throw line. But we just, showed our chest. We're solid. Had to get a big rebound there. That's a big rebound, especially with the guys on the court they have with Dort and Caruso crashing the glass. And, we got the rebound and just made a play on the offensive side. So, I'm obviously confident in my ability, and feel like if I can get to that spot, I feel very comfortable in there. Just it's a shot I've worked on a million times, and I'll work on a million times more. So we just have confidence in that shot.
First row on the left.
Ty, you guys turn it over 25 times. Shea goes for 38. This team is 36-1 in this building with a 15-point lead this year. Like, this is not the formula to win a game. And then some guys don't have these moments once in a lifetime. You've had 4 in 6 weeks.
Crazy.
What is the secret sauce? Where is this coming from this group? And you can say you believe, and obviously you do, but it seems like the belief is much higher in this group than it is in probably a lot of other groups over the last few years.
Yeah, it's a great question. The secret sauce today was these, but no.
He promoting them shoes.
I think as a group, like I've said many times, after you have a run like last year, and then you get swept in the Eastern Conference Finals, and all the conversation is about is how you don't belong there, and how you lucked out to get there, and that it was a fluke. Guys are going to be pissed off. We're going to spend the summer pissed off. And then you come into the year with all the talk around how it was a fluke. You have an unsuccessful first couple months, and now that's easy for everybody to clown you and talk about you in a negative way. And I think as a group, we take everything personal.
Mom, Dad, let me give you a ride home.
Is this yours?
So, of course, my agent doesn't tell me that I'm going to be working with a bird.
Hey. He's not only a good basketball player, the boy is humble. The boy is humble. The boy is humble while he does it. You feel me? He bust your ass, boom, boom, bam, and still be humble about it.
It's everybody. I feel like that's the DNA of this group. And that's not just me. That's our coaching staff does a great job of making us aware of what's being said. Us as players, we talk about it in the locker room. We talk about it on the plane. We're a young team, so we probably spend more time on social media than we should. But I just think we do a great job of taking things personal, and that gives this group more confidence, And we turned things around in January, which you guys know, and we just stuck with it. And I'm really proud of this group, and we just all got each other's back at every point. Any negative thing that's said about anybody, we got full belief in each other. And so the more that's talked about, like right now we're whatever underdog, that gives us more confidence as a group. We enjoy that, but there's still a lot of work to be done. This is an exciting time. Again, another big comeback. But there's a lot more work to do. That's just one game, and this is the best team in the NBA. And like you said, they don't lose often, so we expect them to respond. And we got to be prepared for that. We got a couple of days to watch film, see where we can get better. This game, if you look at all the numbers, it's not the recipe to win. We can't turn the ball over that much. We got to do a better job of being in gaps. Got to do a better job of rebounding. Got to do a better job all over the floor. But come May and June, it doesn't matter how you get them, just get them. So we'll take it. We'll enjoy this one tonight. But understand we got another game coming up in this tough building, and we got to be prepared for that. So, like I said, we're just a confident group. We got each other's back, and we'll give up to the clock at 0. I really don't have like the full answer. I can't tell you everything that. Yeah. So I said a lot of words, but I don't know if I said anything. But yeah, we stick with it.
All right, Vincent, first row on the left.
Right here, Tyrese. At what point tonight did you guys collectively believe that you could win this game? Was it when you were throwing the ball all over the place, but you weren't getting blown out? Was it early in the fourth quarter when you guys start to make a little bit of a run? What was the point where you were like, oh, this game is not just competitive, we can steal this game?
It's a good question. When I got off the bus, when I put on my shoes, there was never a disbelief as a group, honestly. You have a half like that where you're just throwing the ball to the other team, and we like chaos, we like controlled chaos, but that was just chaos, just ugly. But I think we as a group came and said, hey, we felt like we got like 20 turnovers in the first half. We only gave up, I don't even remember how many points, I think it was like 9. Yeah, that's not that bad, if you think of it that way, try to look at it glass half full. But I think as a group, like, we never think the game is over, ever. Honestly speaking, ever. Like, that never creeps in. I think we just keep talking as a group is how can we walk this team down. So it's at 12 going into halftime. We talk about if we can win 1 quarter by 6, 1 quarter by 7, we'll be in a great spot. We got it to a 6-point game at the end of this third quarter, and Shea hit a 3. But we liked where we were. And then they went on a big run to start the fourth, and we just said, okay, it's at 15, let's get to 10. Well, we got it to 8, they called timeout. So we just stayed with it. So this group never gives up. We never believe that the game is over until it hits 0, and that's just the God-honest truth. That's just the confidence that we have as a group, and I think that's a big reason why this is going on.
Second row here on the right.
Tyrese, you guys, or your teammates, have extreme confidence in you with the game on the line because of what's happened the last couple of years. I wonder what your confidence is in Drew defensively in similar situations, guarding the MVP most of the time without much help the whole night, and you need to get a stop to have a chance to win the game.
Yeah, appreciate you for asking that question. I got the utmost confidence in him. We all do as a group. We have to. He's our guy. He's been our guy all year. If there wasn't the 65-game rule, he's an all-defensive guy, plain and simple. So we got the most trust in him. We'll keep Shea is the hardest guard in the NBA. He's the hardest guy to cover one-on-one in the NBA. So, there's no one look we can give him, that is going to be, that's going to work every time. But we trust Drew in those situations. We're showing help as much as we can. But he's doing a lot of the dirty work. He's done a lot of the dirty work for years now, and that's his calling card in this league. And he's an elite defender. So Shea's not an easy cover by any means, but Drew is just doing an unbelievable job of. You gotta understand, Shea makes a lot of tough shots, like a lot of tough shots, and you can't overreact to them. You just can't, because there's no way to live that way. I think. If he's going to make those, you got to just get the ball out and go right back at him. So that's the way we look at it, and I thought Drew did a great job tonight. Aaron did a good job when Shep had to guard him.
Y'all all did a good job, man.
Many situations.
Y'all all did a good job. All right. On to a little bit of fuckery before the night is over. Let's get into a little bit of fuckery. A little bit of fuckery. Let's see what they got going on here with Flock.
At Freddy's, we put a little up.
We gotta see what Flacco got going. Y'all hit that like, hit that subscribe. We about to get into the fuckery right about now.
Oh man, it's crazy.
What's happening?
We back, man. At this point, this is the Thursday show, but the Flacco and Les show. But it's Thursday show.
Hey, you know what? I'm sure that there's going to be certain channels that are going to love to run content on this and do a reaction to this. But guess what? You feel me? Without us, nobody else exists. This is the original strain right here. This is where this is where everything gets. This is like the root of it all. Everything comes from this right here.
The original stain, I think, Adam, right? Like he's the one who started all of this, huh?
No, I'm not talking about No Jumper. I'm talking about all the drama,
oh, really?
all the messiness, everything that the people that are the most talked about. You know what I mean? Like the most loved, the most hated, the most debated. You know, the hardest working.
Yeah, I've been on like a positive streak, man. Like, yes,
you have been. You've changed your ways.
Feel me? Yeah. No, bro. I'm trying to lead like my followers now. You feel me? Like and closer to God. I'm about to start a prayer group. So, bro, listen. I'm
That's
on
right,
some
Flock.
like I'm on some Malcolm and Martin stuff now, bro. Meaning like I don't even engage with the other shit, man. Feel me? But you know, you've had a pretty eventful morning,
dude. I can't. All right.
You and Big Rick just got into it.
I would never talk about this, but since fools already decided to leak,
and I probably shouldn't have said Big Rick's name, so I apologize. But yeah,
well, there's people have already posted.
Oh yeah, they already posted it, so I can say his name. Yeah, okay, yeah. So
you know what I mean? Like it's not like people know who he is.
Yeah. So
like,
you and Big Rick got into it.
We had an argument.
Walk us through the entire thing. What happened?
So this morning, basically, I don't want to like.
So now you don't want to do it?
I feel like I have no choice but to talk about it.
It's the full story. So why are you and Big Rick beefing?
We're not beefing. Me and Big Rick are not beefing, but a lot of the people that were all at the pop-up studio together,
okay,
there's been a lot of fallouts and dissension. And I've actually been the person that has stayed cool with everybody despite that. And I've tried to keep a lot of this low and under wraps, but you know, there's certain situations. For example, Rick and Kenny don't get along. You know what I'm saying? Like, so
just tell the full story. Like, what happened?
Well, I can't tell the full story because if I do, it could potentially like get certain people. Like, I can't say certain details.
So what you talking about it for?
What I can say is they had
bringing it up for if you can't
and
say
it culminated. And this morning,
fucking goof.
Apparently, Kenny decided to send a bunch of text messages to Rick.
This is not the version of the story that you were promising us before we came on air.
You want
tell us the
all
version
the
that you was popping it about, man. What's the version?
I haven't never even said it. I still haven't said exactly.
But you were still popping it though.
Look,
man, let's tell the full story. So and now you're here trying to give us a condensed, boring version.
I don't want to give a boring version,
yeah.
But at the same time, there's certain lines I can't cross, so I can't speak on. Plus, it'll really take like over an hour.
So why you tell
to speak on all the details?
Give us a 10-minute synopsis of what took place.
The 10-minute synopsis is they've had a disagreement for a while.
Okay.
There's been fade friendship requests sent and all that. You feel me?
Now the video is currently on the internet. You are a legend, unless you're a liar, that somebody bitch got fucked.
No. My God.
Well, the video is already out. Like y'all already posted the video. So I mean, if you want it to be out,
what does the video say that's out?
Like Kenny is fucking bitches that, bruh. It just sounded so wild that I don't even know like if it's true or not. But why did you say it if you didn't want it to be out?
Well, to be honest, like that's like the heat of like a moment during a like argument.
Okay.
Like I wasn't expecting it to be filmed and broadcast.
Okay, so let me just give them the story then since you the story, okay?
No, tell your version of events.
Sure. Big Rick walked in, dapped me up. We shook hands. And then you thought that you and Big Rick was cool, and you walked up to Big Rick, say, "Hey, what's up, Big Rick?" And then he sort of like kind of like,
yeah, this is all true,
right? Like kind of like you try to like dap him up, he smack your hand down, like, man, and fuck no. And then he told you.
So this is so let's be clear.
Yeah.
Just in case, so there's no ambiguity here.
Mm-hmm.
This is in front of like hella people, right?
Yeah.
This is in front of the whole office,
Yeah.
right?
And,
Okay. Just so we're on the same page here.
And he told you that you know what you did. You don't ever play with him like that. And he says afterwards we gotta have a conversation.
That's it, dog. Right.
And then you left and came here. And then once you came here, I guess it started to play back in your head a little more.
That's it, dog.
And then you got high power.
What I said was,
What's that sound? Okay.
What I said was, at that point, I was like, you know what, like, fuck this fool, he's banned, because that's how I felt at that moment, because I felt really disrespected.
And
then someone said, how's he banned? He's here right now. So I went to go talk to him.
And then when I walked in, I seen a lot of screaming. I seen you turning up. Now I'll be real. Did the turn up happen because it was 5 employees there? Because when it was me, you, and Big Rick, you was kind of like confused, like, yo.
It was never me, you, and Big Rick. There's everybody was there the whole time.
Yeah, but
it was never just the 3 of us there.
No, I'm talking about
that's the thing.
The immediate 1 feet away.
If he would have just here's the thing. He's mad at me for no reason. He thinks that I lied to him because
you're not telling us the story. That's why we gotta kind of weasel out the information from
no. I'm giving you all the. I was gonna give you all the.
Please don't drink liquor right now.
This isn't liquor.
This
is coffee.
Okay, sure.
It's coffee. No. So it has nothing to do with like all the other things from before have really no impact or consequence on.
Okay.
Long story short, Kenny and Rick don't get along.
Mm-hmm.
I've been in the middle of their beef.
Mm-hmm.
I've been in the middle of a lot of beefs between those people at that studio.
Yeah.
I'm way too grown. I don't do this thing where I pick friends.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like if you and Josh got into beef right now, I'm not gonna be like choosing a side. And the only thing that would make me potentially even feel inclined to choose a side is if one of y'all were to be like putting that on me, try to make me choose sides or whatever. You know what I mean? So
a professional 50 player.
No, I mean like it's not playing games. It's about being an adult. Like because the reality is, I've seen too many instances, and I've been involved in too many instances where friends get into it, and then somebody chooses a side, and then they wind up squashing their beef, and then inevitably the other friend winds up tripping on them, like, oh, like. You're not really the homie.
So why did Big Rick feel like you lied to him?
So that I don't 100% have. So here's what I believe that he thinks.
Okay.
Because so apparently they've been into it for a while. Kenny was trying to squash it. Rick was mad at him. Kenny was trying to squash it. You know what I mean? Like Kenny's a civilian. He doesn't try to be a tough guy. Obviously like Rick is a known dude. He's a street dude. Kenny's not like that. You know what I mean? Kenny's never portrayed that image. He's a regular, just square, I say that respectfully, citizen. You know what I'm saying? Not a member, nothing like that. So he was kind of trying to make it right with Rick. They were kind of going back and forth, but it seems like anytime that they would kind of get cool, like then one of them would say something to piss the other one off, and there wouldn't be any progress. Regardless, long story short, this morning, apparently, I woke up to a call from Rick at 7:20 in the morning, right? I wake up to a call from him, and he's basically saying, I just got 40 text messages from Kenny at 5 in the morning talking about how he wants to fight me. He's going to beat me up. He doesn't want to fight me, but if he has to, he will, and stop bullying him. Like he sent like crazy texts to him, like at 5 in the morning, right? And he said, were you up like all night with Kenny drinking? I'm like, no, I'm literally in bed by myself. My bitch just got up and went to work. Like Kenny's not here. Kenny, and I didn't even get a chance to talk to him about this because he literally talked to me for an hour straight. I got in about 7 words edgewise. I was just kind of letting the homie vent. And then I do think Kenny was wrong, by the way, for poking the bear. Like if you are really trying to not squash if you're really trying to squash
How
a
did
beef,
y'all go from our conversation to y'all beefing? That's what we're trying to figure out. Like y'all beef.
so I'm still like I think that he
look.
thinks that I lied to him and that Kenny was like with me last night.
You tripping.
Is reminiscent of when he's
Let's get this party started. You tripping, bro.
he's tripped on that fool.
Yeah.
That's why I brought that up.
So Dave has a bar, and at the bar, I think like the Miko, no, it's the Omar Khan guy, I think his name, or somebody. And they were saying like in F Jews, right, in his bar. Dave kicked him out. Yeah.
Y'all know Dave's Jewish, right?
Yeah.
Just for context.
Yeah, sure. Now, after Dave like kicked them out, Dave behind the scenes gave him like an ultimatum. I either destroy your life by posting about you, or you take this trip to Israel, right? And
Dave is like the ultimate troll, bro.
well, no. And when they declined, Dave began to post about them, and on Twitter. But then
I'm taking the trip to Israel.
Yeah. Cal is homies with some dude who, when Dave Portnoy was giving these dudes like the alternative.
Not right now though.
Right? Like the dude like he tweeted at Dave like, "Hey Dave, hey Rabbi Dave, like what? Like should these kids be like put in jail for this?" So Dave then automatically
A decade, I mean, literally, like from 2003 to until Kendrick, and then
Hey, gang. We had a good day, gang. We had a real good day. And that game was crazy. That game was crazy. And y'all already know what it is. Holla at your boy. It's your boy Cinco Band's the man. Trying to get $100 grand. You know I got the plan, but I can't do it without y'all. So y'all hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that follow button, and let me know it's real, man. It's your boy.